We're back.
We're back. It's the first one of the new year. Welcome to the new Chit Chats. We have a new sheet. Yay! Tie-dyed by yours truly.
It's actually a duvet.
It is. I thought you were.
I thought it was a sheet that I was giving to her.
I was not sure if we were going to tell the secret of the.
We are. It is my mother's duvet, and if she's ever watching this, I did it.
Stephanie stole your duvet.
I
didn't know.
I'm the one that stole the duvet.
She
in the
told
kitchen
me
with
to.
the candlestick.
Yeah, she told me to tie dye this. I didn't second guess, so I'm sorry, Joanne. I used your duvet. I owe you a duvet.
Is it duvet or is it duvet?
Duvet? I don't know. It's one of those things where I think
Sounds like a fancy last name.
It does. Duvet.
Next up to the stage, Cheryl Duvet. You know what I mean?
What would she do?
Vey.
She would duvet. I didn't get it. It was really good.
Thank you.
I hope that it shows how much I did not get it and then realized
There'll be a
what
spinning wheel.
Stephanie did. It was really good.
Oh, I'm so excited. You know what? Let's do opening and let's get into it.
Okay, let's do it.
Welcome to
Chit
Chats. It's been so long, I forgot our own opening. And mostly edited.
Unedited space where we break the cycle of what it means to be a woman together.
We talk about generational traumas. We talk about past stories. We talk about religious trauma. We talk about toxic relationships. We talk about women's mental health, regular mental health, men versus women. We talk about it all. We even talk about what kind of furniture we'd want to be.
Yeah.
So,
and if you know who we are, we are part of the Cycle Chats network. This is a much more casual show, right?
Yeah.
This is just Stephanie and I talking about things that we have gone through in our lives. If you want to get more education, though, from some amazing experts, please make sure to check out our podcast, Break the Cycle, formerly known as Cycle Chats.
you can check it out at this website.
Yep. And now we are all part of an amazing women-hosted network of shows called the Cycle Chats Network. So we're really excited to start this new year in this kind of new space. So shall we?
We shall.
Okay.
I'm excited. Okay, here we go. I'll shake the cards just back and forth.
Yeah, nothing happens. We just shake them.
Did we do all the little papers? We did.
No, there's still some papers. Grab them
I want
and
this
go.
one.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Oh, a time we got caught.
Ooh, caught
I like that.
doing what? It's open-ended.
I have been caught doing many a thing.
Yeah?
What is one story that I can...
That's your story only. That's just an inside joke for Stephanie and I.
Okay, so it's my story. It does involve other people, but I was also there, so
That's how stories typically work. That's how
work.
Just in case we got confused.
Yeah. So when I was a young warthog, this was with a boyfriend in college. I feel like college is the trigger word. Careful. We went to a party, and he wanted to get a little frisky. And I was like, I wanted to, but I didn't want to, but I don't know. It was one of those things where I was like, I want the experience. So we went into the room, we started to derobe, and a knock was bestowed upon us at the door.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, someone's at the door, and he's like, well, just cover yourself with the sheet, and I'll go answer the door, because he knew all of these people. I'll go answer the door. I don't know if it's like we got caught, but he opened the door, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we're just trying to see what's going on in here. And he's like, oh, she's not feeling well, so she's just trying to rest. And then they proceeded to
sit naked on a bed covered in a blanket.
I'm clothed from like the top.
Oh,
just
okay.
the top is clothed, but
Okay.
like bottom.
But they were doing bottom actions.
Yeah, it was just the bottom head
bottom
only.
action,
Because
yeah.
I kind of knew. I was like, dude, I don't trust that someone's not going to come bursting through the
That's a
door.
good idea.
Right?
Self-preservational instincts.
And then they're like, oh, okay. Well, we just wanted to see if you'd be willing to. And then pulls out a taser and tries to like, they were all effed up, and so they were trying to be funny. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And so he managed to push him out the room and shut the door. And he's like, where were we? And I was like,
we're done.
We're nowhere. We're done. So yeah, that was I ended up nursing one of our friends, like trying to make sure they didn't puke on themselves. And I think that was it. College was, for me, I was sober. Soberish. I would have a cocktail here or there, but it was a lot of me making sure my friends were okay. And that was I minded in the moment, but I never cared at the end of the day because I knew that I was making sure that they were safe. Yeah. And that to me is without a designated person, those stories could turn into catastrophes.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's really important sometimes to have people there to take care of you.
Yeah. I have so many. But I guess, so the first one, because you triggered me into thinking about... You triggered me into this memory. So I also was typically the DD, the person who was taking care of other people in college, because I wasn't much of a drinker, still really not. Alcohol doesn't really taste great to me.
Yeah.
Well,
the way that you do it in college. I don't think I went into bars and was like, what's your top shelf liquor?
Yeah.
And can you do you have bitters to put in this?
Yeah.
I was like, give me the cheapest thing that you have and give me a lot of it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's the college experience across. I don't think I've ever met somebody that hasn't experienced that.
I even did that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So,
duh, we all do it.
Yeah. And if you haven't listened to those stories, you should listen to our drunk episodes not that we were drunk during them, but that we talk about our experiences of being drunk the first time and then experiences of us helping other people. Anyway, so one time in college, I had gotten a phone call. I don't remember why particularly I did not go to this party, but I didn't for whatever reason. And I got a phone call from the people at the party saying, hey, we're drunk. We need a ride back because, once again, New York is very different from Florida in the way that the geography is. Florida is flat as like a pancake, whereas New York has hills and mountains that you have to climb. And in Portland, New York, there is a lot of hills, and a lot of them are quite treacherous.
Yeah.
So who wants to walk those while drunk? So they called me. I had my car. I went and I picked them up from the party, and I'm taking them back. A lot of these kids are underage, right? And I'm taking them back to their...
As you do.
Apartment buildings. They're on campus housing and making sure that they get in safely. And as I'm doing that, I must have not put my signal on for some reason. I know, which is very unlike me. I love signaling. We have to signal more because it's telling other people on the road what you're doing.
Signal more, Emily, 2024.
Yeah, please, vote for me. I would not know what I was doing, but I think I would make the world a better place. Anyway, so I'm driving and I get pulled over. It's like one of the only times I've ever gotten pulled over. It happened to be a female cop. And she asks me for my ID, and I remember that I tell her that I was like, listen, I'm so sorry. I left in a hurry because I was cooking something at the apartment, coming back to me now. And I had just left all my ID because getting a call like that, you're like, oh, I need to go and help this person.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
I've done it.
Yeah, so I just left my stuff and I just got in my car without even thinking about it. And I was like, I don't have it. I decided to be honest in that moment. I was like, listen, I was at home. I was cooking. I got a phone call. I needed to come and help these people get home safely. They've been drinking. And she kind of looked at me and she said, well, you're doing a really nice thing.
However.
So I'm going to let you go.
Oh,
And she was like, but this is a warning that you should always drive with your ID. And I was like, nope, totally. I agree. I said, I'm so sorry for not signaling. That is totally unlike me. But thank you for letting me get them home safely. And she let us go. And it was lovely. So I have so many other stories.
I'm trying to
think.
Two
other stories, but that's...
It's always in college, too, I feel like college and, high school.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to high school.
Okay, I have high school stories.
College, I think, is more fresh in the mind.
It's about 10 years ago, yeah. So old. We immediately become
old. High school. I got a good one. Okay. So we didn't really get caught, but we were on the way to getting caught. My group of friends, bless them, I love them dearly, still friends with them to this day. We all were being delinquents at my friend's house, and so we were all taking turns enjoying the fruits of Mary Jane.
Oh, gotcha.
And so
Sweet Mary Jane.
Sweet Mary Jane.
She's a good
What
lady.
a
lady.
lady. Wise beyond her years.
Yes.
So we were enjoying the fruits of that, and we're all sitting there, and I mean, we were obvious. We looked it. We probably smelled it.
Yeah.
But
when you are
it. You don't.
That doesn't
You
even
don't
cross
like.
your
It doesn't
mind.
even like register to
Nope.
you, right? So we're standing there, and we hear a knock on the door, and it was my friend's mom, and we were like, I mean, all of us in tandem. There was 4 of us, and all of us in tandem. We went from sitting like looking at each other to knock, knock, knock. Hey, what are you guys doing in there? To like, this person puts the piece away. That person sprays the Febreze. This person throws eye drops around. And we did, and it's like we all immediately went into action.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and mom walks in, and this is where I think she knew.
Yeah.
Because it was obvious in the sense that like we weren't doing an activity. We didn't like plan it beyond just trying to like hide the evidence. So we're all just kind of like sitting around like awkwardly.
Yeah.
She's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "You're just talking." And like, mind you, my friend is just standing by her dresser, which looked really weird. And then someone was like laying on the floor, and so we didn't think past, but the whole production of getting the space cleaned and cleared out was
impressive.
I mean,
Like a well-oiled machine.
None of us spoke to each other. We all just instinctively knew what we needed to do.
Sweet Mary Jane will help with that.
Oh yeah, and I mean, and did her mom know? Yeah, probably.
Moms are very smart.
Because she looked at us. She's like, you guys are doing something you shouldn't. We're like, haha, no, we're just talking.
My high school story involves my mother.
I love it.
So there you go.
I love it. Let's hear it.
Okay. So, if you don't or have never heard any of my stories, religious trauma, right? Lots of religious trauma. So in high school, I was dating a boy. He went to like the bad high school. And I had met him through a friend. And just fun fact, they are now happily married because it turns out they were in love with each other all along. Isn't that not cute? And they have a baby. Like, it's just very sweet. But I dated him in high school. She was mad at me for it. I didn't realize why. It's because they loved one another.
Yeah.
And they dated each other for like ever, right?
I love that.
Yeah, it's very cute. So anyway, when he was my boyfriend, I guess I was home early, and I'm not supposed to have boys in the house without parents being, present, all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Everybody did it. And I think that day it had become night. I'm in my bed, and he had texted saying that he's outside and he wanted me to come and join him because we hadn't seen each other that day.
Mm-hmm.
What's a girl to do? So I went downstairs. I snuck downstairs. I went out my back patio instead of going through the front because he was out around the corner and we had like a fenced in thing. So I went out the fence on the side and I got into his car and we're in the back and we're making out and things are getting hot and heavy, right? But we didn't really get much further than that, like at all in our relationship. Putting pieces together though, once again, he was in love with my friend. So like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But still, you can definitely make out with somebody. So we're making out. I'm having a grand old time. And all of a sudden, my mother comes out, opens the car door.
Oh, no.
Yells at me. I have never gotten caught before. Yells at me to come out. I come out of the car. I tell him that I will see him later. I'm so embarrassed because he's, I think, a year or two older than me.
Uh-huh.
I go in the house and my mom just starts yelling at me, and she ends up grounding me. I've never gotten grounded before, ever since, and ever before that. This was the one and only time. She grounds me. She's like, you cannot, you lost your car privileges. And I was like, no, I have to get to work. She was like, too bad. You should have thought of that before you went and you made out with that guy in his car. She was like, do you even know him? And I said, of course I do. He's my boyfriend. And she was like, oh my God, not Jewish. Freaked out about that. And then just to put the karma on top of everything, right? Like, I shouldn't have done that in the first place. Clearly, because the universe came and my dad, I was like, Dad, I need to get to work. And he goes, it's okay. Take the car. Don't tell your mother. Everything will be fine.
No.
So I took my car, and I'm a new driver. I get into an accident.
I knew it.
Yep, I
knew it.
Guys, I hit a parked car.
Oh,
all right?
that's even worse.
It's worse. I hit a parked car, and the person's in it, and we get out, and we exchange information. So, of course, my mom finds out, and she is even more pissed. So,
oh, my God.
There's the karma. Don't take a car when your parents tell you you're grounded, because you're gonna hit a parked car and then get into even more trouble.
Yeah, so I think the lessons here are never take anything off but the pants.
Yep.
Right? Keep your top on.
Keep your top on.
I
Always
think
rely on Sweet Mary Jane.
Always rely on Sweet Mary Jane.
She'll know what to do.
And don't take the car.
Yeah, don't take the car.
If you want to hear more of our shenanigans, if you would like to hear the more intelligent part of our podcast,
I think this is super intelligent.
You can go to www.cyclechats.com. That is where we host our network of shows. There is a little bit of everything for everyone. We have a storefront there where you can get beautiful shirts like this. Emily hand tie-dyes these like an absolute boss. You can also check out our newsletter where we update you on
monthly
what we're doing.
Yeah, just once a month.
What we're going to get into. And that's it.
Yeah.
We hopefully will see you on the next one.
Yeah.
And comment down below the things that you
When did you get caught?
When did you get caught? What things you might be interested in hearing from us.
Mm-hmm.
We had one listener
we actually have another.
We have another.
Yeah, we do.
How exciting. There's two. Yay. So if you have any recommendations or suggestions for anything that you want to hear from us, comment down below. You can find us on Instagram. That's where we're the most active, which is at
the Cycle Chats Network.
So,
sorry. That was me. I got excited.
It's here on the screen. Go DM us. Say hi. You saw us on YouTube. And we hope that you sync up with us next time.
Or you continue to sync up with us.
Or you continue, yeah.
Yeah, we hope you continue to sync up with us.
Continue to sync up with us.
That's our new catch line at the end. Bye-bye. Happy New Year, everyone.